Action.
Hey everybody out there, for those that have watched this show a lot, you know I'm a big fan of the Brian Jonestown Massacre. A couple months ago we sat down with Bev Davies. I couldn't resist but ask about the band. I know she's a personal friend with Anton, so we're going to have a look at that. That's some unaired footage. We're also going to look at the Dirty Beaches interview again. He recorded that album with Anton in Berlin at BJM Studios. This is episode 102 of In It to Spin It, talking about the Brian Jonestown Massacre. So we'll start the show with a little parcel time related to the BJM. We're going to go from one end of the spectrum to the other. This is an item I've been waiting to get for a long time, seen it a couple times on eBay. There it is, the first ever 7-inch physical release even of the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Came out way back in 1992, if you can believe it, out on Bomp Records. A-side, She Made Me, B-side, Evergreen, great tracks. Cool to get this one. Extensive discography has been released since that. Tons of LPs, 10-inch, 7-inch, every format. Lots of genre hopping. Always pushing the envelope. Brings us to the most recent physical release. A 10-inch, 3 songs here on white vinyl. Haven't listened to this one too much. I literally just got it about a month ago. Good stuff though, I remember. So from the oldest to the most recent to even the newest one, he's not done yet, always pushing the envelope. As I said, this is a new soundtrack to a film that does not exist. I've already got this on pre-order. This is their newest LP. Hopefully BJM comes to Canada soon. Can't wait to see him again. So for fans of the Brian Jonestown Massacre, I want to point out this YouTube video, and for anybody out there that's curious about their music, check this thing out. It's amazing. It's 80 songs, over 5 hours. So you're capable of. If anyone is new to, through viewership of my show, check out Casino Lisboa. Fantastic video, fantastic song. Great place to start with these guys. Continuing with the record, parts of the record was recorded at BJM Studios in Berlin. Talk a little about the sessions there and the vibe at the studios and how you became friends with Anton. How did that Anton Newcomb of Brian Jonestown Massacre?
I met Anton through Twitter.
Oh, really?
He just tweeted at me. It was just saying, hey, I have a place you can crash if you need a place to crash.
Oh, shit. Wow.
When I was on tour. So we met that one time and we talked a little bit. And that was it. We just stay in touch over it.
Interesting.
Then he found out I was in Berlin with a half-finished record.
Yeah.
And basically, he was just offering me the studio for free because he knew I didn't have any money. And he was just like, you know, what are you doing with your fucking like half-finished record?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm looking for a place, but I don't really know anyone. And he's like, well, there's a fucking studio right here. Why don't you just use that?
Amazing, man.
And I said, well, I don't have any money. It was just like, did I ask you for fucking money?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was really amazing.
See, these are the stories that people need to know about this guy, because I've had the pleasure of meeting him twice.
He's very generous.
Massive fan of this guy, and he's obviously very polarizing because of the shit that's gone on in the documentary and here in Vancouver specifically, but great guy, I think. Unbelievable talent.
I think he's very generous.
Yeah.
Like incredibly generous.
We're hitting sound check here. Going?
Yeah.
Take 2. Sound check kicked us out. So in 2011, your album Badlands was rated pretty highly on Pitchfork, and then this year, your new one was distinguished with the Best New Music label and rated just as high, if not higher.
Taking pictures, but the first, I saw the movie Dig.
Yeah.
And it was the photograph. There's a photograph from Dig that they use for advertising, where there's Courtney Taylor in a cowboy hat, and there's Anton in a cowboy hat, and they're actually in a truck, which you can't really tell from the picture. And I saw that photograph, in the movie, the International Film Festival,
Okay.
in their booklet. I just saw the photograph, and
Yeah.
I thought, I want to see that movie.
Just from the photo.
Got it just from that photo. Then I
Okay.
started reading
Yeah.
that it was a rock and I didn't know what it could have been anything, you
Yeah.
know. And I just wanted to see the movie, and then I read, so I went and saw the movie, and
that
was
was it?
really impressed with the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, my friend Keith and I walked to a store that used to be on Granville Street that sold used DVDs and CDs, and
Yeah.
mostly DVDs. and
Maybe
movies.
Charlie's?
Yeah, Charlie's, yeah, probably. And I'm sort of standing there, and I look, and we're at the D's, and I said, Keith, what are we doing at the D's? And he said, well, we're looking for Dandy Warhol.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you might be looking for Dandy Warhol. I'm looking for so I headed down. Of course, it was not. There was no CDs.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there. People, once they get them, they don't give them up. And so then I saw on Flickr, somebody posted a picture. I saw somewhere that somebody posted a picture of Anton and the Dandy Warhols at Lollapalooza in Chicago.
Yeah.
So that'd be like the movie I saw in 80, 90, 2005, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was that summer. So I'd seen the movie in the fall at the film festival here, and then assumed that they didn't play anymore. I just assumed that they weren't still around. Though I could go onto YouTube and hear some music, I didn't look up to see if I just assumed.
Yeah, they were
And
good.
then I saw pictures of them on stage. I thought, oh, they're actually playing. And then Richards on Richards, I saw an ad that they were
I
playing.
missed that show. I got into them after that show.
Yeah, so I went to that, and my friend Corolla, who's moved out of town, she knew Vincent, but he didn't own Richards on Richards at that point. He didn't run it. So we bought tickets and we went, and they didn't show up, and it was one of those early shows where they have an early show,
And then switch the night over.
They
Yeah.
send everybody out, and they bring in the dancing and switch it over, so they have like a double club.
Yeah.
And so they only had a certain amount of time to be there, and they weren't there. So I went outside to see what was, get some air and whatever, and their truck pulled up, their van pulled up
Yeah.
with the trailer with the equipment, and they got direction to go around to load the equipment. And they actually were there, and it was some sort of accident on the road
Oh,
with
yeah.
chickens or something like that.
Really?
Some truck full of chickens had fallen over. And I was walking in the door of Richards on Richards, and somebody was walking right beside me, which I didn't pay any attention to. And the person beside me said, "Hi, I'm Anton."
Yeah.
And I turned and looked at him and said, "I know, I've seen the movie." And he said, "That's not nice."
Yeah.
He was really high.
Probably a lot
He
of
said-
fallout from that movie
He said,
around that time.
"That's not nice. You're supposed to tell me your name." So then we've been friends since then.
Really?
Since
Wow,
then,
cool.
yeah.
So you were also at the infamous 2007 Commodore show, as were we. What do you remember about that night? And the reason Anton and BJM will not play Vancouver
I'll hold
again?
Anton's. That's not why he won't come. First of all, he's going to come back.
What?
Because he wants to come and see my house.
Oh, yeah?
He introduced me when I was leaving Austin this year to catch the plane back to Denver and then Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
He was at the airport with his manager from Australia, and he introduced me to his manager as the woman who is going to break from tradition of giving her house after she passes away to her son, and she's giving it to me, he said. So
Nice.
he'll be back here.
When is the question? Because
Next
there was a show announced since that date,
Oh,
and
I
that
know.
was cancelled. And we both had to travel to Seattle 2 times to go see it. 09
Yeah,
and
I went to
2012.
England to see him.
Yeah,
So I
yeah, but
couldn't
amazing
travel to
music, hey?
Seattle.
Just the vibe,
No,
everything. It's so great.
And this last tour, I mean, I saw the first show
Yeah.
in Austin at the Psych Festival, and he
Yeah.
wasn't happy with it. It was only an hour long,
Yeah.
but the rest of the tour just got better and
Yeah,
better and
Revelation's such an awesome album. Listen to it all today, as a matter of fact.
better. And the thing, did you ever watch Dead TV that he would broadcast?
Yeah, they broadcast the Seattle show I was at in
Did
2012
they?
on
Oh,
Dead TV.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have watched it because he did that all across Australia. One time he broadcast all the shows.
Yeah, they stream it
and he
on
has
YouTube.
the chat. He has the chat.
Yeah,
he used to
on
have
the
the
side.
chat thing on the
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
And in Australia, one night, it went dead after the opening band. It just all went black. We couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Anything. So we just all chatted to each other.
Yeah.
And then he came to get his computer and realized we were all chatting to each other. And he said, "How long has the feed been down?" And we said, "Since the
whole
end
night."
of the end of the opening band."
Yeah.
He said, "What are you guys?"
Sleeping off the pain, I'm feeling easy, feeling easy while I